Astrid is back on the camera. I would raise my arms up if I could. Oh, this is so exciting. I love new dragon reviews. Hey, Hiccup, you're here too. Hiccup?
Yes, Astrid.
Hiccup, what happened to your face? Oh my goodness! Ah!
On the table, DreamWorks Dragons from Playmobil. I believe it's pronounced Playmobil.
Jinkies, it's Playmobil.
It's Playmobil.
Jinkies, Playmobil.
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 Oh my goodness, shut me down. I am fluent in over 6 million forms of communication, and I accurately can say it's Playmobil.
Okay guys, it's Playmobil and I have a review to do, so please just go. I don't even know why I bother.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Jinkies!
So Playmobil has part of the Dragons toy license now. That's pretty exciting. Most of the toys we see come through Spin Master, and I think they've done a pretty good job over the years, but it's getting a little stale. So it will be really interesting to see what Playmobil can do with these dragons. From the front of the box, Toothless looks very promising, and Hiccup, as a Playmobil figure, is very delightful. On the back of the box, the contents of this construction set, if that's what you could call it. One of the exciting things about dragons being introduced into Playmobil is hopefully we'll have a lot more accessories and items to use for play. That's always been lacking with Spin Master. And with a Playmobil Burke set and a Drago's ship, there looks to be a lot of interesting stuff coming out. Looks like this toy is going to need one AAA battery, so I've got that ready to go. It's been a while since I've opened something up from Playmobil. Let's find out what is inside this box. Inside the box, it looks like it's going to be how to build your dragon. We've got this great large chunk of toothless torso and legs, missing head and back spines. Looks like instructions are in here, some wings, and Hiccup. Let's get Hiccup out. Okay, Hiccup is outside of the box looking so adorable. Hey, what's going on here? I was supposed to be notified of Who's this? Well, that's Playmobil Hiccup. He's here to show you some things. I don't know about that. So Hiccup here, we put a couple shoulder pads on him, and it looks like we have some really cool Hiccup hair going on, but we can replace that with this kind of hair. And then I suppose we could place a helmet on his head. And then we've got his glider gear going on. How is that gonna fit on him? I imagine these spikes go on the glider gear in the back there. Maybe he just kind of holds on to it. Gotta have your helmet when doing something dangerous. There we go. Well, I say that glider design turned out pretty well. I like how he just simply holds onto the bars and you can glide him around. I like the little fin on the back. Designed really simple but really perfectly well. You want to see a glider work really well? I'll show you a glider. Ah, get away from me, squirrel! So I suppose we could start working on Toothless now. Finding our instructions here. The blueprint to Toothless. Looks like we are going to be installing the battery first. That'll be fun. Find our spine ridge here. And let's test it out. Ooh, that's a nice blue LED back spine going on. Very quality, a little bit translucent, very glowy, very toothlessy. And to install onto his back, I think we're just going to simply drop it in here. There we go. That is a nice, well-working, fancy effect. Looks good. What do the instructions say next? Now we're going to install some tail fins and wings. And then we can start messing around with projectiles. Alright. So we've got 2 wings here. And I assume it's going to be like this. Kind of an interesting C clip going on. Ooh, nice and tight and solid. Wings are installed. Tight and a lot of rotation movement. Whoops. So that can pop out, but it pops back in. I hope. Looking pretty solid so far. We better install his head. It's getting a little creepy. There we go. Kind of tricky getting that on there. Tail fin. And I think we did it. We built Toothless. Toothless is constructed, and my first thoughts are very impressive. In some ways very similar to Spin Master, and in other ways very different. I think it's similar where we just have the same joints up at the shoulders and hips with some wing movement and a opening and closing mouth. But for main plastic sculpt, feels a lot more quality. What do you think? Do you think his head's the right size? It might be a little large, but I think that's okay to have an exaggerated feature like the head. I like how the backpack and all the support gear is painted on the back. I think that turned out really well. And obviously those back blue spines are very cool. I like the mobility in the wings. They hold with every position you place them in. That is often lost with most of the previous dragons. So it looks like Playmobil is a perfect choice for some new alternate dragon toys. As for placing Hiccup on the back, let's try that out. Looks like he sits right down on that saddle pretty well. Let's do the Great Dairy Queen Blizzard test. It's gonna hold pretty well. Well, that is very impressive. Pretty good wingspan, pretty good length. This looks to be a great fun Toothless and Hiccup toy. Now, of course, the action feature. It's almost guaranteed you're going to get a projectile with a dragon's toy. This one being a blue fire dart and a safe and squishy fire dart. So we'll open up the mouth here and install. I like how it is completely hidden inside his mouth. That is a really nice feature. Often they kind of stick out funky. So you can lock in a dart, fly around, and then go for an attack and simply press down on the back of one of his ears here. And we get a nice solid shot. That would probably shoot about 5 to 10 feet. That's a good spring in there. Nice! That is one of the most solid projectiles I've seen in a while. Playmobil knows how to make things shoot. Great Burke! Playmobil has done dragons well. Now before we do some quick comparisons, let's deviate and continue my quest for finding all the Pacman Mashups. So far we found a Pinky, Blinky, and one of the Power Pellet Ghosts. And with half the collection found, now the real work begins. What could it be? Our lucky streak continues with the light cyan ghost, Inky. Bashful and off target, but a little bit unpredictable. It's funny how each ghost has their eyes going a different direction. I was looking at these the other day, and I'm thinking the only thing I would have rather seen on these guys would be 8-bit eyes. These eyes are way too smooth and rounded, especially on the Power Pellet Ghost. It would have been fun to see something a little more 8-bit on that part. But I'm still loving these guys, they're ultra cute. Shall we do some quick Toothless comparisons to see where we're at with size and scale? Bringing out my first Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, the times have changed. A little bluer and a little rougher in some parts. Here is a uninjured Night Fury from Spin Master, probably a How to Train Your Dragon 2 Dragon selection. Much darker with the black, but a little more thinner and spindlier. Still smaller than the Playmobil Dragon. Here we have a How to Train Your Dragon 2 Barrel Roll Toothless, the one where his whole body flips around with the wingage. Still a little bit smaller, a little bit longer though. Glad I found that one so I can compare it to the new giant Barrel Roll Toothless for later on. Here would be an Armored Up Toothless, one of the first dragons labeled in the Race to the Edge series. A little bit bigger, but still, Playmobil has it beat. We're gonna have to look at some more of the specialty dragons. How about this one? Oh wait, that's an Ender Dragon. That doesn't count. Oh, we can't forget the younger audience's Toothless. What was this part of the Heroes line? I can't remember the name. So even a smaller scale. But almost has that same head cuteness. So after digging through all the Toothly I have, I think the closest match would be this 2015-2016 Spin Master Disc Shooter Toothless. They're really close in scale. They've got about the same body size, same head size, a little bit oversized to their body. This guy has a huge tail back there. About the same wingspan. This one has these really cool retractable wings that fold up over onto themselves. Probably one of my favorite Toothlesses of Spin Master. And we also have a back with light up spines. With some sounds, but only one light in there. Or one or two lights. These two are pretty close though. So it's kind of neat to see that Playmobil is an entirely different dragon, but still can match and play well with some of your other older dragon toys. It'll be really cool to see Stormfly and Astrid, and Drago and Thunderclaw. I don't think we ever saw Thunderclaw with Spin Master, and Stormfly has always had issues, so maybe a nice solid Playmobil Stormfly will be one to look for. So with my first introduction into the Playmobil Dragons line, I am very impressed. Both Toothless and Hiccup turned out very nice, and I think the play value is pretty high, as the toy seems very durable, and the likeliness is very spot on. Forgot to give him his fire sword. So, with that being said... Oh, Hiccup!
See? I told you I had a pretty cool wing pack too!
That is pretty cool. I think there's room enough to merge these two licenses together. What do you say, Playmobil Hiccup?
The more the merrier! Woohoo! Let's go out for milkshakes!
DreamWorks Dragons from Playmobil begin arriving on store shelves fall 2017. Hiccup and Toothless, suggested retail price $35. If you're looking for a new way to train your dragons, look no further than Playmobil. And with the vast collection they are introducing, some good times are ahead. Just make sure you keep your Night Fury well fed and attended to, or you may get a fire dart in your eye. That's what I have to say about that.
Squirrels used to shoot fire darts, but their tails were too combustible. Thanks for watching Squirrel Stampede. Please like, share, subscribe.
Soon, Astrid, my dear, we will be reunited very soon.